So in your business, you've got to find out and figure out how you can decommoditize yourself. What's the special things? Not just because we have a fun, energetic place to come to, not just because we have really good customer service, or we're the best at even straightening our teeth. You don't have to be the best to be the person that people run to. Hey leaders, how you doing? I hope you're all doing amazing. Again, I'm on the road again, but I wanted to make sure I send out this video to you, this lesson for this week, or this thought for this week, I guess it would be, because I think it's really important. So one of the things that is so important to do as a leader of a business is to figure out how to decommoditize what you do. So for me, in my business, obviously I do a lot of consulting, but you could put out there's a lot of consultants out there with a lot of different information. And so one of the things I try to do in my business is decommoditize it, meaning that I'm not just like everybody else, and I try to add as much value as I possibly can, whether it be through like a weekly video like this, or through my live events, or through special meetings that we'll do, or 24-hour access to me, whatever it might be. I'm trying to take what other people will look at in their industry and go, well, if you're just another consultant, you can, I can get that somewhere else. It may be cheaper, or not as much commitment, or whatever it might be, because they're comparing me to the same thing. That's a commodity, right? Well, whatever your industry is, whatever your business is, you have to learn how to decommoditize what it is you do, so that you can separate yourself from everybody else out there, so that when somebody says, oh yeah, I can get that somewhere else. So let's just say, of course, I obviously deal with a lot of the orthodontists in the orthodontist world. Like, there's a ton of orthodontists out there. So what are you going to do to decommoditize what it is that you do? Are you going to say, hey, you know what, everybody else works a 4-day-a-week work, everyone else works a 4-day-a-week office hours as well, so we're actually going to change ours up. We work 4 days a week as well, but we work on Fridays and Saturdays. So we don't work Monday, Tuesdays, or maybe only do that once a week or once a month, so that you have different hours. And I know some of you test out having different office hours so that you can see people at different times. But man, almost everybody in that industry works Monday through either Thursday or Friday. Some of you Monday through Wednesday. And that's great. That's awesome as a lifestyle thing. But a way to separate yourself from everybody else and to add more value is to say, hey, we work at different times than other people out there. There's a dentist group out of Arizona that they work 7 days a week. They have enough dentists, obviously as associates, that they work 7 days a week. So they're open on Saturdays and Sundays, and throughout the week, Monday through Friday, they're 24/7. So it's like you can get in anytime you want. That's how they're decommoditizing themselves, or making themselves different. But there's other things you can do too. You can add value to your services, where you're looking at things and saying, hey, again, I'll use the ortho world, but this could go with anything, is look at something that is a complimentary service that you can pay for them, or you can include in your service. Maybe it's let's see. So, for example, my dentist has a program where it's a membership program where for, I think it's $83 or something like that every quarter, my whole family gets 20% off of any of the services that we do. And instead of $150 cleanings every 6 months, we only pay $49, whatever it might be. So what a smart orthodontist would do is that the local orthodontist who wants extra business can go in and show how they can add value to it, is that they can go to their that dentist and say, hey, let's do a deal where I actually will be paying for our clients to get their teeth cleaning and stuff like that. I'll pay that $89 every quarter for my clients to come in and get their teeth cleaning done, because I want to make sure it's done right and that they get in there or whatever, but I'm going to do that for them. So now when you're sitting across the table with mom and little junior, you say, hey mom, so one of the things that we do with our service is we don't just straighten your teeth, we actually take care of all the cleanings for you too. We've already paid for this dentist or your dentist to do that. You know, if you have a really strong referring dentist, talk with them and say, hey, you guys, you're still gonna get your money. We're just gonna pay for it instead of them. Yes, of course, it goes into the value or the amount of money that you're gonna have to look at as the cost of what you do. But what you do is when you're continuing, and that's just one example, right? We can go on with different examples. And matter of fact, You should be brainstorming with your team different examples of things that we can do that might not actually add a cost to it, but add a bigger perceived value to it. I give the example of when I'm talking to groups, I'll often give the example of an iPhone, right? Like I can say to you, hey, you can go and get an iPhone, this is an iPhone, but an iPhone, down for $1,000, you can get your iPhone. Would you pay $5,000 for that iPhone? And people are like, no, why would I pay $5,000 when I can get it for $1,000 over here? Well, what if on that iPhone it had all the special contacts you need to get all the money you would ever need in a business, or it had all of your favorite shows already downloaded, or it had a special, there you go, if it had a contact in there for anybody that can improve your life and the people you can't get a hold of. Maybe it had President Obama's contact in here, or it had certain celebrities. All of a sudden, the value of this thing comes higher. It becomes bigger. It's worth now, in their mind, the $5,000. It's no longer worth just $1,000. It's not like everybody else's iPhone. So I hope you get the idea of that. But what you have to do, and what we have to do in any business, if we want to overcome price objections, if we want to overcome economy and the downturn of an economy, if we want to overcome location, we have to become something that decommoditizes themselves. So I'll give you an example of a chiropractic client that I used to have. He is in this little tiny town in the middle of Idaho, and he is what's called a destination place. He created not a chiropractic office, but a wellness center, where guys literally from the Keystone Pipeline up in Alaska actually charter a plane, the group of them charter a plane once a year to come down and get worked on from him for 2 days. Why? Because what he's done is he has stacked his value so well. Yes, he's amazing at what he does, and I know all of you are amazing at what you do too, so that's a given. But beyond amazement, he actually stacks the value that he offers these people over and over again, from IV vitamin injection treatments to they're not just going to get adjusted, right? They've got all these different things, massage and TINS machines, and he's got ice and cold baths. He's just got so much stuff. Like his whole office is a wellness center, and he offers that to them. So to them, the value of a group of them actually chartering a jet and coming down, and instead they could go to a chiropractor in Alaska. They could totally do that. Like there's plenty of chiropractors between Alaska and this podunk town, Pocatello, Idaho, right? But he creates such a high value that he decommoditizes what he does, and people fly from all over the world. Literally, he has a prince from Saudi Arabia who's a client, like all over the world, because not just that he's amazing, but he adds an incredible value. He decommoditizes. He's no longer just a chiropractor. So in your business, you've got to find out and figure out how you can decommoditize yourself. What's the special things? Not just because we have a fun, energetic place to come to, not just because we have really good customer service, or we're the best at even straightening our teeth. You don't have to be the best to be the person that people run to. We see this in actors, right? We see a ton of really terrible actors, but they're out there on screen because they're able to show a value, and they're able to be seen a lot and put themselves out there. What it is in business, you have got to learn how to decommoditize yourself. I'm going to say that word over and over again, because the faster you learn to decommoditize yourself, then all your worries about money and price comparison, location, what other people are doing in the industry, those go away, because you now are something different, unique, and you can sell yourself that way. You're not just another commodity, because if you're basing your business off a commodity, that's the first thing to go, right? Like, okay, where can I find the cheaper thing if that's all I'm looking for? All right, so hope that serves you this week, and hope you guys are doing great wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you the next time we get together. Bye.